is what we call
hater shit.
There is no better term.
Campaign week 2.
What's going on with my live feed on Insta, but I decided to move the conversation over here so that I can kind of just speak more freely. So for week 2, campaign week 2, GoPro Solo, we're actually talking about respect. I believe the agenda was respect, integrity, compassion, family values. And our content creators are, so I'm the only one who really does
Oh my gosh.
like the photo shoots and things for GoPro Solo. But I'm just using that as a platform to speak to all my other creators, like content creators out there, and everyone who works under their own brand and their own mark and their own label. So it's kind of a conversation for like-minded individuals to use as a think board or a think tank or a starting point for creating something.
What happened?
And family values. And when we're seeing that, when I'm talking about that, I'm reminded of my situation as I'm going through it. First and foremost, systemic issues, and a lack of what I feel as compassion and respect. Not to mention just the fact that things are not as they should be. And I'm not egotistical enough to think I'm the only person who has ever suffered in this way systemically or been a victim of systemic injustice.
Pretty much, yes, you are.
Whether it's systemic oppression, whether it's systemic racism, whether it's systemic injustice due to social class, or just, whatever. So I started thinking of songs, and it just so happens that I know more, rap lyrics than I do rock and roll lyrics that discuss poverty, that discuss struggle. And the first one I was discussing was Soul Survivor by Young Jeezy, and specifically the lyric, this ain't a rap song, this is my life, if the hood was a battlefield, then I'd earn stripes. And I thought to myself, like, this is crazy that I could literally probably rap that entire song and off the top of my head. And I've never once before, like a few days ago, made the correlation, the connection to like the fact that this is not a glamorizing of these circumstances. This is like, hello, like, does anyone hear us? All of these songs, and there are rock and roll songs like this as well, but these are all people who are talking about their struggle, and society as a whole is not respecting this struggle enough to speak on it, to change it, to address it. We instead argue it as being glamorizing or being inappropriate, when in actuality, the reaction to this abusive situation of leaving people in this oppressive state to where they can only survive by committing illegal acts or by engaging in, some sort of mischief, or, carrying a gun to protect themselves, or, selling drugs to put food on their table, or whatever those specific circumstances are, rather than us as a society saying, oh my gosh, this situation has gotten so bad that people are making songs about it, and they're like, in a way, crying out for help, saying like, whoa, this is going on. My mind never even thought of it as something bad. My mind just thought like, yeah, like, oh, this is cool. It's not the rapper that's glamorizing it. It's us as the listeners.
It's a lot of people.
And another thing I wanted to bring up about that is that, and then I'll circle it back around and show you how it connects. But another thing I wanted to bring up about that is
I couldn't do this. I don't know who the hell was able to watch her live. I would be able to, but I mean, I guess I would probably rather no, because I would want to talk, and I couldn't type anything to her. Whew, you know how sometimes, most of the time, whenever she goes live and whenever she talks, you just can't. It's so hard to hold back. And I'm trying my hardest. I know I got to commentate, but it's like, I also want to stop every freaking 3 seconds.
One of the main rules for like being okay when you're not okay is to make whatever is causing you problems, to make it work and to make it cool for you and to make it acceptable for you. Like, say for instance,
okay, did she take too much Adderall? Because she used to do this in the tent all the time. She does this. She does it all the time. Where her eyes, she can barely open them, and she talks in circles forever, and it's so annoying. So now, I'm just wondering, like, is she just, like, is she high, or is she just on her Adderall? I mean, if they're drug testing her, she has to just be on her Adderall. She has to be something that she's prescribed.
For you, and to make it acceptable for you, is to make whatever is causing you problems, to make it work, and to make it cool for you, and to make it acceptable for you. Like, say for instance, you are tall like me. I'm tall. I'm 5'9". I went a whole year only having capris because I would buy regular size pants, but they were like 6 inches too short. So someone, showed me these over the knee boots, and I got these
What
boots
the fuck?
and I started wearing them. And as I started wearing them, I realized, like, these actually look really cute. And lots of people started wearing them, in my social circle.
Oh my gosh.
And
Heather Dunn started the boot wearing club.
I think in rap music and rock and roll music and any narrative where what we're talking about is not socially accepted at first, we push the boundaries a little when we pretend that we like it. Not the music, but the subject matter, or the way we're being oppressed. I can't afford to buy long pants. So rather than singing a song about how sad it is that I don't have any long pants, I might make a song about how cool it is that I wear tall boots.
I'm so tired of this.
Do you see what I'm saying? And that's what
fucking pants.
You get to a certain point in these abusive, oppressive circumstances and environments where you don't want to be sad anymore. And so we as humans, we are naturally always trying to overcome these feelings of sadness and
why is the light flickering?
Not feeling as good as or respected by, or like we are equal to, or maybe we feel that we're equal to, but we feel like we're not being treated as such. And so we, as a coping mechanism to get through the day and to get through life without feeling like we have been forgotten by society, we turn it around and we make it something positive. And I don't think that's something that we should scoff at. I think that's something we should congratulate. And we should listen more when we hear things like this. And we should,
this is so painful.
We should not try to silence this music. We should have conversations about this music and why we think this music is so offensive. If you think listening to it is offensive, how do you think it feels to live it? Let me say that again. If you think listening...
Heather, she got so excited. She really thinks she fucking just said something.
How do you think it feels to live it? Let me say that again. If you think listening to the music is offensive, how do you think it must feel to live in those circumstances they're singing about? And part of respecting ourselves is compassionately learning about the people we share, environments with. Whether that's a doctor's office waiting room, a public transportation, an Uber. We come across people of different skin colors, social classes, belief systems, ethnicities. And we cannot respect each other unless we are able to empathize with each other's perspective.
How are you talking about we can't respect each other? I respect people until they give me a reason not to respect them. How are you going to sit here and say and speak for other people as if we don't respect other people? There's a lot of douchebags out there, but that's kind of like your type of people.
That. It's not true respect if you're just saying, okay, If you truly understand how something affects someone, you have a better opportunity to do something different. If it's negatively impacting them, you can say, I remember that.
Okay, that's funny that you just said that. You could do something different, right? That's kind of what people can do instead of selling drugs, and they can better themselves. There's a lot of success stories, They are. I'm not ignorant to the game. I mean, there's a lot of people out there who they're fine where they're at. That's where they were at. They're fine. They're content, sadly.
One, you have a better opportunity to do something different. If it's negatively impacting them, you can say, I remember this. I remember the impact it had, and we store these memories. We cannot respect each other without truly understanding what life is like for each of us. Because if I live in a room, if I live in an environment where
bitch.
I don't have any opportunity and I don't have any money and I don't have any advocacy, and you live in an environment where you have all of the above.
See, this is maybe this is like where we're different. Like, to me, it doesn't matter. Like, why? So you think you have to know where people live or how they live in order to respect them? So you're gonna be out in public and be like, "Excuse me, where do you live?" So I know if I can respect you. Like, what are your daily struggles? So I know if I feel bad for you. Like, I don't understand, Heather. You just respect people. Like, it is what it is. You don't need to know where they live at or where they came from, or you don't need to know anything about them in order to just respect.
If I live in an environment where I don't have any opportunity and I don't have any money and I don't have any advocacy, and you live in an environment where you have all of the above, we can go to the same party and we can both pretend to coexist. But truly, me as the person with nothing, as the person struggling, I'm looking at you like, if you have all of this surplus, all of this extra, why aren't you helping me?
Wow, there you go.
And it's only a matter of time until that person who's being oppressed, that person who is in the same environment with someone who has such a surplus, such an abundance, begins to turn resentful. And I truly believe that the person with such an abundance
That's part of being entitled, Heather. Sitting here thinking just because someone is better off, they actually have their shit together. Maybe they lost their shit, and they just got it back together. You know how hard it is for people? Like, you sit here and you want to start off acting as if, I know I'm not the only one this has been happened to, but you think, oh, well, they got their shit together, so they need to help me. Well, what do you think we had to do in order to get our shit together?
Believe that the person with such an abundance, in numerous cases, I don't think all the time, but a lot of the time, the person with the most probably doesn't even realize that the person partying next to them doesn't have.
Why are y'all partying?
So by respecting ourselves, we're taking a moment to truly get to know the rest of our generation, of our society, of our friends, of our coworkers, of our, the people we live with, the people we sit next to in the Uber share. And by understanding the problems that our neighbor has, no one's saying adopt everyone's problem. No one's saying that the world's problems should all sit on one.
Hell, motherfucking no to the no. I already got that problem. Taking on. I pick up problems that are not mine. I do. I pick up everything that is not mine, and I try to hold it and deal with it and fix it. And no, ma'am, you need to hurry up. I'm about to put you on fast speed if you don't hurry this shit up.
Of our shoulders, but we did create a world that we say in the United States Constitution offers equal opportunity to everyone. Well, I was reading this Bible the other day, and in the front of the Bible, it talks about St. James and how St. James came to be in the city of Chicago. And it talks about how the property in Illinois, long ago, 1800 somethings, it was in 1850s or 1860s, so a little over 100 years ago, and even into the early 1900s, the property was not all owned. The property was just public. It was just, no one owned it. There was no claim to the land. And during that time,
okay, I have to try to speed it up just a little bit.
Who do you think all of the settlers were? So whoever they were, they grabbed property and they're like, okay, this is mine, that's yours, you can take that over there. My cousin needs that, that's gonna be for him. And the families that were here at that time, they got their share of what was here. They were mostly white, they were mostly wealthy. So Xavier called me a beacon for the Black community, and I'm not claiming to be that at all. I'm claiming to be
What?
like a young white woman
Oh
with
my
mixed
God.
children. My children are Hispanic and white, all 4 of them.
I'm shutting up.
And I'm claiming to be someone who was very privileged. I went through a lot of abuse in my life, but I was very privileged with regards to problems of socioeconomic class and problems of racial injustices and things of that nature. And I'm 37 years old, and I just started waking up to these issues in the last 5 years or so, maybe a little longer. And I just feel like it's everyone's obligation to discuss them and come up with solutions to move forward. And so the reason I'm discussing this about the church is that if the people who came here, they had money, and they had, they were mostly like white rich people, and some slaves that they had were white. They brought slaves from Eastern Europe, and they
No
brought slaves
fucking
from
shit.
Britain, and they brought slaves from all of these places.
Good Lord.
In castles, it was not
Okay,
as common as-
if no one knows, there have been white slaves, okay? There's been slaves everywhere, okay? And why is she still going so slow? And I sped her up a little bit. Do you imagine how slow she would have been? I can't. Oh.
people to have their own family members working as slaves, working for free, as slaves.
Family
And like cousins and stuff. So when they come over here and they divvy up the land, like no one paid for that land. They just took it. They decided this was mine, that's yours, and that's yours. Now, fast forward another 100 years, you bring other people over to this country and all the land is already divvied up, and you enslave these people, and then you set them free. And you say, well, you've been living in my property, drinking my drinks, eating my food, wearing the clothes I give you, and learning what I decide to allow you to learn. But now you're free. Figure it out.
Okay, wait, stop doing it like that. Why are you making your face like that? They're supposed to be free. Why would you... I don't give a fuck. Don't teach me a damn thing. Get me the fuck out of here. What? Just let me be free, motherfucker.
Like what? How? And so people start making opportunity for themselves. And this is where I just discussed this in the Instagram post when I said, if you live in a room full of shit, like poop, or dirt, or whatever you want to call it, and you have two doors, and those are doors of opportunity,
This makes
and
no sense,
one of them
Heather.
is another room full of shit, and the other one is another room full of shit, like, how do you get out of the room full of shit? You don't. Both exits lead to more shit. And that's the parallel to people living in extreme poverty
Oh
who don't have
my
education.
God. That's not true. Actually, that's actually pretty fucking, like, either... I don't... That's fucked up. I don't know if you're talking about race here or if you're talking about poverty right now. But that's fucked up. That's not true. That is not true. Just because you come from poverty and you can live in the fucking ghetto and the trailer parks, that don't mean that you can't grow up and become someone very fucking successful. Are you kidding me? Like, that sounds pretty fucking judgmental, right? What?
Who don't have opportunity, the only way out is to step into another pile of shit. But then we can't ask them as society, why are you covered in shit? We have to say, you know what? I see that you're covered in shit. I understand
You're
because
covered
I'm
in
waking
shit.
up that this is
You are
not
shit.
your fault.
Full of shit.
I'm going to help you pile this shit out of your way.
What the fuck?
And I'm going to help you make a path out of this shit. And we might be surrounded by shit, but if we work together, we can clear a path, and we can make a path to more opportunity. And just in knowing those things, in understanding that injustice in itself, the injustice of the people who got here first, got their land,
Oh my
got
gosh, I'm
their
about to
business,
speed it up
got their
some more.
jobs, got their money, got their,
Okay, hopefully this won't be too fast.
families all set up, nice and comfy. And then the rest of us scramble. And now fast forward to what that has turned into in the modern world of 2024. Could you imagine if it was like, if we still had a whole bunch of land that no one owned and we were just like, well, there's a forest preserve over there. I'm going to take that. I'll have that. You can have, the parking lot over there. That can be yours. But it's not that way anymore. And so we talk about such a predatory system of mortgages and high college tuitions and all these things of this nature. And those are real problems for some people. But not everyone knows that. So whether your problem is systemic injustice or systemic racism or, oppression or college debt or predatory college loans or being alone in the world and not having family members to help you, clothe you, put a roof over your head. We all have a struggle. And the first step in solutions and in opportunity is respecting ourselves and each other enough to learn about what these struggles are, and then set your claim. What's your experience? What do you know? Where can you apply the things you know to create solutions for these struggles? And yeah, that's respect, period.
No, it's not.
Sitting around with someone, because you know them, or you think you know them, and having, these discussions about sports and things of that nature, you can be respectful during those conversations in your communication with those people, but truly having compassion for the world today and respect for where we are today.
Hell no, I don't respect where we are at today. What? Have you not seen what's going on? I respect where I'm at today. I respect where some people are at today, but the world in general, nah, babe.
That doesn't mean you have to tell people where you live or give them your personal information. But when you're getting on lives and you have a choice to bully someone, to make fun of someone, to cross-dress and then talk crap about people who are uncomfortable with that, well, I just can't. I just cannot. If you want to be gay, be gay. If you want to cross-dress, be cross-dresser. If you want to have trivial conversation and make fun of people, I can't. I just can't. The hugest part of these campaigns say, be free, express yourself how you want, choose your pronouns. Well,
I'm so confused right now.
What? You want me to accept your beliefs, but you don't accept mine, and not only do you not accept mine, you're mad at me for not accepting yours? Isn't that the whole premise?
Ooh, I actually do agree with that. That's the one thing I do agree with. Ooh.
Well, what? You want me to accept your beliefs, but you don't accept mine, and not only do you not accept mine, you're mad at me for not accepting yours? Isn't that the whole premise of your free love and all this open-mindedness? Aren't we supposed to be allowed to have our own feelings and beliefs and thoughts?
Yeah. Supposed to.
Everything is different, but it's literally all the same. We all want the same things. We all want to be respected.
No, we don't.
We all want opportunity. Everything that you see someone living who drives a Bentley and has a mansion, we want to live that too.
The fuck
because
I
it's
do?
not the mansion or the Bentley that we're attracted to, it's the freedom. It's the freedom to think, it's the freedom to act, it's the freedom to purchase, it's the freedom to come and go, it's the freedom to eat what you want, it's the freedom to talk to who you want, be who you want, dress the way you want. It's all the same. All of it. So getting ourselves there is a matter of understanding that we are all operating from a deficit of some kind, because none of us are settlers from the 1800s. None of us. Yeah, we might, have different inheritances, or our families might come from different socioeconomic classes, and we might be a little better off than the next person. But for the most part, none of us are probably going to get a mortgage that costs $700,000 and pay off $700,000 realistically. I know that they want us to believe that that's happening right to left, but it's not. It's just not. So let's find ways to make those things happen, rather than coming down on each other for our differences of opinion. If someone asks you to call them he, but they're really a she, call them he. Who cares? Who cares? If you don't agree with people being trans or gay, who cares? You don't have to. It's fine. Don't agree. But not agreeing is not the same as harassing, bullying. If you don't like rap music, don't listen to it. But understand that your closed-minded opinion that certain types of music are to glorify violence, like I said before, if you can't fathom having to listen to it because you feel disrespected, can you not imagine how disrespectful it must be to live it? And this applies to every single subject I just discussed, every single one. Every controversial subject. It all boils down to one thing: respect.
I really...
As simple as that might seem. No,
I really hope her being fast forwarding. Y'all let me know if it was annoying fast forwarding it, so I know next time. Because I'm really trying, and I want to listen to it at the normal speed, but it's gonna take forever, and she's going so slow because she's acting like she's freaking high or something. So I don't know if I should put it back on normal speed or if I should keep it up like this.
Ways to create content. YouTube asks you, is this video for kids? And I want to be like, yes, please teach this to all of our children in kindergarten, to be nice, to be kind.
Okay, no, none of your videos need to be kid-friendly. Let's see how this is.
Understand that we're all having our own battles, and to be respectful and to deploy empathy. But this is not a conversation for kids. However, this is a conversation for other creators who specialize in creating content for kids, specifically morally sound and ethically purposeful content. So it's all really funny, to watch the old school Ren and Stimpy, right? The farting and the armpit farts and stupid mindless humor. It's great.
Yeah, that was great.
And it's always great to teach like numbers and counting and things like that. But how many of us are really sitting down and creating content that's based on ethics, morals, values? I don't see it that way.
You haven't been around kid stuff. There actually, I mean, if you look in the right place, there's actually quite a bit about how you treat people, how you respond, a lot of that. Yes, ma'am.
Often, so I think that when going back to last week's campaign, what's your impact? When we're doing that,
She don't even know what she's talking
what
about.
is your impact?
Look,
And a smile is a great impact.
She you think you split. You done forgot what you was about to say. I swear, she been saying, what's your impact about fucking 5 times this week.
A laugh is a great impact. We need that sometimes. But in order for us to create the change that we're looking for, we have to do away with a lot. We have to do away with a lot of the privilege. There
is her
are
phone?
genuinely amazing people. I used to be one of them. Who, I mean, I'm not amazing. I'm still amazing. But like,
No, I don't know.
what I mean to say is,
Not really.
there are really great people who have no idea that there are others struggling with the things that they struggle with. A majority of the problems in the world, a lot of people have no idea about.
I want to go to Chicago.
Finding ways, apart from really loud,
Girls
dramatic
trip.
protests, apart from fear-mongering through the news, how can we deliver messages that need to be delivered with regards to morals and values and ethics, and canceling out the oppression and canceling out the racism and canceling out the prejudice and sexism and gender discriminations and gender orientation discriminations and all of this? How can we create content that is not in promotion of, nor is it in
I'm about to speed your ass
disdain
back up.
of, more so informative content that is suitable for teenagers, suitable for children, and suitable for privileged adults. Because once people really realize what's going on, most of the time they want to help. Most of the time it's not that they're assholes. Most of the time it's really that they're not even dumb, just ignorant to these issues. So that's kind of the think tank and where I'm going with the campaign for this week. And all of these campaigns, they'll swing back around. So I'm introducing these campaigns for this month so that we can kind of get started on creating for these topics. And then probably next month I won't campaign. Next month will be like a work month.
Heather, I don't know what you're talking about.
Producing content about these ideas.
Mom's gonna knock you out.
Yeah, so I posted the schedule here for GoPro.
This is so boring.
If you guys like this and you want to be a part of it, hit the subscribe button. This is the kind of stuff that I'm working on. The art that I've done in the past has been more abstract. It's required deeper explanation, and I've gone live a lot to explain it. I created some wax pourings that had really deep meaning and things of that nature, photo shoots and things like that. But if you guys are content creators, whatever your medium is, you're welcome to join. Just please don't be here to be
Join
an
what,
asshole.
bitch?
Like, just like if you're scrolling through TV, and I know this is a kindergarten lesson, but for anyone who needs it, if you're, clicking through channels on TV, you don't stop on a channel that you don't like, right? You don't stop there just to be mean and make fun of what's on the TV. If you have any issue with me or any of my subject matter.
Oh, baby girl, that's not. You think you're gonna say that and someone's gonna jump off of you? You think all you got to do is say that and people are gonna jump off of you? Do you not remember what you have done? You think you're this close to getting baby back and we're gonna jump off of you? Okay, that's cute.
Or opinions or beliefs, you're more than welcome to express differences in opinion. You're not welcome to personally attack me, slander or libel. Just keep it moving for that. Just keep on scrolling. You don't have to be here. But if you're here because you think that what I'm talking about means something, and
I don't know what you're talking about,
and you want to be a part of it, then subscribe and tune in. And I love you guys, and I am emotional.
Stop destroying that remote. You can't go anywhere without destroying it. Leave that hotel shelter remote alone. What are you doing, man?
Completely depleted. I saw the baby today. My son Weston, for anyone who does not know, I spent a full year in a tent,
Oh my gosh.
homeless. 2020 was a really bad year for me. Prior to that, I've never, been away from my children for more than like a day or two. I lost everything in 2020 at COVID time. I lost my house, my apartment, my clothing, one by one, over the 12 to 18 months. I was living in my vehicle for a short time. Got another apartment in 2022 and was just really, really going through it. Someone took the apartment from me, even though I had a lease agreement, and all my rent was paid. So things have just been very difficult the last 4 years, and I spent my entire pregnancy in a tent. No one really offered to help us.
Are you kidding me? Do you know how much food y'all got? Y'all always, whether it was food, y'all got Cash App, y'all got a lot of donations and food. So we're talking about nobody helped y'all. Y'all still have help.
When we finally got into housing, February 22nd.
Like, here you sponsors, y'all. There you go.
And thank God, very grateful for that. Thank you, God. But we're in the shelter system now, and we're very grateful that we are. And things are getting better, but I'm really emotionally depleted on the days that I see any of my children because I want to be with them. I don't want to be apart from them. So it's a great visit, with any of them. Even if we were arguing the whole time, I would rather be doing that than not be with them.
Why would you argue with your kids? That's sad.
But walking away, no matter how temporary it is like getting stabbed in my heart over and over again. So, whew.
What the fuck?
I wanted to stay on the agenda this week, and so that's why I'm here. But I gotta go now because I'm very, very emotionally depleted. There's a book. I posted most of the photos. I didn't want to copyright, so I didn't post the entire thing. But it's called. I don't even know what it's called. It's about this little boy. His grandpa tells him that everyone has an invisible bucket above their head. Photos. I didn't want to copyright, so I didn't post the entire thing. But it's called. I don't even know what it's called. It's about this little boy. His grandpa tells him that everyone has an invisible bucket above their head, that it's filled with water, and that you need this water to be full in order to feel your best, and that when bad things happen throughout the day, little drops of water fall out, but that if your bucket gets empty, you can't, function as normal. You can't operate as normal. You can't be kind. You can't be compassionate. And it talks about ways to fill other people's buckets, whether through praise or words of kindness or things of that nature. It's literally a children's book. Those are the types of ideas that we need to be promoting in our content. And week 4 is Denude.
Denude.
Next week, I don't even remember. I posted the schedule here, but week 4 should be fabulous. And it's specifically geared towards ways that we can make money. OnlyFans generations,
What?
cam people generations, and ways that we can get these people to put their clothes back on so that we are not sending the message to our children and young people that
Amen.
This is the way life should be. This is not the way life should be.
Put your
we should
clothes
not
back
have
on.
hundreds of thousands of our young people feeling like the only way they can pay their electric bill is if they get naked on camera. So we need to come up with more opportunities, and that's spoken from a former cam
girl, Heather.
I'm not better than anyone.
Hell
I've just
no,
been
you
there.
ain't.
So, all right, you guys, have a good night. I hope everyone has a fantastic evening. Thank you guys so much for being here, and all of your ideas are welcome.
Not. Okay, so obviously before I got it, Heather deleted her comments, so I'm going to try to read the live comments. Hi, what is this channel about? This is Heather Gillespie. What planet do you live on? LOL, LOL, LOL. Your finger is getting choked. She seems smart. You should sponsor her. When will you finally start working out? She's a homeless drug user that has lost all 4 of her kids because she has severe mental health issues. I messaged Roxy and told her to not send Leather any more money. Google her, you will understand. Sitting in a free hotel. When will you get Botox? The delusion is real. Her focus is free pants and tennis shoes. Game over. Flip, 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 flip. Oh, he remembers that song. Flip, flip, flip. Game over. Flip, flip. Who was trying to stop their music? Tipper Gore, it's 2024. You ran from 63 Claremont. Music? LOL, LOL, Tipper Gore. Hey Heather, are you doing in-calls and are you available today? OMG, she is so smart. Her children must be so proud. What is this? Heather regularly uses the N-word. If you were so down for the hood, you would have stayed in the shelter on 63 Claremont. LOL, LOL. She probably bothers people on the bus with all this stuff. I haven't. She bothers the entire internet with this shit. Haha. Nobody has to help you. You want my money? Because we get up and go to work, you beg online. Working isn't your jam. Being a real mother isn't your jam. We could all hear you huff aerosols in your last live. She refuses to work and thinks imaginary people have been chasing her and raping her for 4 years. Why can't Xavier work? Yep, all of a sudden Rico is Xavier's son. She's disgusting. Yes. As it was everywhere. Yeah, nobody's giving you free land. Go get a job. X has mental impairments, which is why he's with her. No one normal would be. Is she discovering how the world works? So she's mad her ancestors didn't grab property at 47 years old. Welcome to third grade history. Beacon for the black community. Young? A beacon for the black community? A beacon for the black community? Ha ha ha. That got me. That one got me too, though. The delusion is strong today. Lost custody of 3 kids, unallowed a set of twins while pregnant. This is a long way of saying I'm dumb. A very long way. She's so uneducated. Wait until she learns about being king. Whoa. Wait until she learns about King Leopold. She'll go on for hours. Sleeves or slaves? I hope they keep Weston safe from there for a long time. Why are you saying all this silly hysterical stuff you don't understand? Her wisdom has enriched my life. Imagine their combined breath in your young little baby face. You're 40, get a job. She's talking about herself. How long before she's pregnant again? So shelters are, in fact, real and available now, huh? I pray you are thankful for what blessings you have, even if it's not name brand, bougie, unnecessary stuff. Why won't you work at McDonald's? Have X sell his pics. LOL, LOL, that'll get you out of extreme poverty. I wish I could work at McDonald's. For the love of goodness, what makes this even more delusional is that she really thinks this is influencing and telling us things that we don't know. I wonder what happened to her $3,800. CPS must have told her to get a job. Mariano's is always hiring. Go get a job. Oh, I forgot about the check. Yeah, where is her $3,800? You have been unemployed for 5 years. The folks in 1850 have nothing to do with you being lazy. Seriously, I wasn't born in a hospital, and because I didn't get a birth certificate until later in life, I can't even work with a regular job. I wish I could. You can have a tent. 40 acres and a tent. Systemic racism isn't even a thing. Your family is tired of you talking this 24/7. That is why we work. Wave high, wave high. What are you going to do at the end of May? Tent? I'm a model. You know what I mean. I do my little turn on the catwalk. LOL. Wave, wave. Your first step in solutions is to realize that accountability is a thing, and nobody's trying to stop you from success. You act as if you are better than others and deserve more than anyone else who has to work for their belongings. Life is hard, but not free. Respect is earned. Wow, pretty much everyone here hates you. LOL, I bet X said something wrong. Did you pile that shit into that room? You just want a handout. Is X even the baby's father? Start applying for jobs. Why do you care? Why don't you worry about getting your kid back? Nobody cares what you think. Her mouth is like 40 degrees left of center. Your beliefs are to be lazy and never work. Your beliefs are delusions. They are not based in reality. Instead of being on this video, maybe you should be looking for a job so you can get a home and provide for your children and get your baby back. She also has 80-year-old dangling earlobes. They are insanely long for a 37-year-old. Your belief is work isn't your jam. You need a mansion and the government owes you $60 million. LOL, LOL. Old dangly lobes. Why aren't you helping yourself? They have an abundance because they worked for it. You've had a lot of freedom. Dangly earlobes. Yes, but all of us work. What is your excuse? I'm inheriting a room of shit. I'm a realtor, and it most certainly is. Help me clean a path? Are you saying none of us have a mortgage? What does this gibberish even mean? Go get a job. Then why bully X over it? It's all nonsense. Hi. Wow, the chat is on. She did not like X cross-dressing. Oh, she liked that. She said it twice. LMAO. That shitty room should be padded. We don't live in the 1800s. It's 2024. Get off your butt and work. Kids should hear these ramblings. She must be high. Oil up. I'll be there in 5. If she's trying to be an influencer for CPS and they see these comments, they will know no one is fooled. Making content that pays nothing. How can you teach your kids when you don't see them? She looks kind of high. Since I've been here, all I've heard is about terrible things. Your impact is entertainment. She ignoring the comments. DCFS doesn't want you around your own kids. Brilliant. What's the haps? What's this campaign for? Do you guys think she got medicated after the birth and it's a CPS requirement? What exactly is your impact, Heather? Please enlighten us. She's just a waste of space. Why would you think... That was not nice. Why would you think you should be around anyone else's? Sounds serious. She was on Love After Lockup and was insane on it. I think Heather is really pretty, but her personality sucks. You're wrong. Go get a job. Always talking about some shit like she used to be a slave. Man, I'll cry myself to sleep. Her chin is so long, reminds me of The Mask. Morals, values, and ethics. Oh my, you look 55. She's looking at big words. Her mouth reminds me of Who from Whoville. Gender orientation. Get a job, save money while you have free shelter and free food and free medical. Get a place and fight for your child. Fight for your children. No one is going to do this for you. LOL. Think tank. Sounds manic. Endless pointless campaigns. Where's Xavier? He wants to be on camera. LOL. LOL. Think tank. Why campaigns? You don't make $1 doing that goofy stuff. Why don't you campaign that into your real life? Stink tank, probably. Do you ever read the comments, Heather? Notice how she is parting her hair different now that she knows about that hairline? But what's being voted on? You ruined that apartment. Nefarious. I'll join your live right now. The influencer trying to influence the Dustyverse. Laziness. You would have no followers then. We have to make sure everyone knows who you are. It's okay, we follow your lead, so of course we are a-holes. Whoa, that's a headed remote, yo. Oops, grande. 0 would be left. No, you are like watching a train wreck, 100% entertaining. Nobody personally attacks you. Using your own words against you is not bullying. True. Everyone hate watches, huh? Your cause is just begging. We all know. Horror cow. Your son's safer away from you. Stop clicking that pin for a fucking shit. And all 4 kids. You deserve to lose everything you have. You did not. Haven't seen her cry in a while. You didn't lose it due to COVID. This rewriting of history is hilarious. You got evicted for destroying the place you got for free from an old dude. Lies, lies. Is that an engagement ring? You said shelters were fake. You're destroying people's places. No wonder they kicked you out. 311 came through. Funny, they're apparently now real. Act like an animal indoors. You brought a knife to the gym. You lose all of them due to your inactions and actions. What you gotta do to be with them? Truth emoji. Be Weston is safe without you. Getting a free space to live. You don't deserve Weston. Get a job. And without creep eggs. Then get a job and the treatment you need and get back in your kids' lives. It's on you, Heather. Get a job. Fake tears. Stop begging. Of course, she expects everything handed to her, though. She actually has sponsors. Get medicated, showered, and get an income. Why won't you work at McDonald's? What about your kids' buckets? Who feels those? Not you. People donated too. You lost me out. I posted this book. Get a job. She doesn't want to work, period. That's rich coming from you. At least they're paying for their own stuff. Absolutely nothing wrong with sex work.